Welcome back to another episode of Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. So we know that J. Cole just dropped 2-6. So yeah, like my next several dozen topics, they're gonna be hitting, but I'm using all of the track lists. Not in order though. But I got some good ideas. So the first song title that I'll be using off of the fall off will be Safety. This is my perspective on staying with a jealous partner a little bit too long. When you stay with a jealous partner, you have to realize that you gotta take a step back. And you gotta really ask yourself, why are you doing these things for this person? Why are you seeking their approval? It doesn't matter what you do for a jealous partner. It only matters that you do it. Because if they figure you ain't going nowhere, they might as well just use you what they can while you're here. And they be having all kinds of slick ass comments. They don't want you to be the star, and they don't want to share the spotlight either. Welcome back to another episode of Growth Through Ganja Smoke with me, Miss Pearl. Quick story, real quick. Not only is this planet dirty, but it's just so much cross contamination. I mean, let's just talk about it real quick. Went to Subway, and the more I go out, or if I go out, like when you self-aware, like you just and you can't turn it off. Like once you see, you can't unsee. So to see how food is handled out in public, sometimes it could be very scary. My mother showed me a video of a nigga in another country with his feet on the grill smashing the cheeseburgers down on the grill with the back of his foot. I was like, nah, I'm getting out of that line. Okay? And then here, like places where they gotta use gloves to like put your food on there. Like, see, I like how Chipotle does their meats. Like they scoop it with a spoon. I mean, it's hot as shit, so I get it. I understand. But they touch everything else, or like the cheese and the lettuce. I think that's about it that they touch there. Everything else is scoop out. Yeah, but I went to Subway after the gym, and your man just rubbed turkey sweat all over my bread, all over the tuna, all over the cheese. I mean, listen, in places like that, you have to request that the person making your sandwich changes gloves if you don't eat meat. Because think about it, they are not changing gloves after every sandwich. They ain't got time for that shit. Okay, so if you don't eat meat like me, and you go to Subway, and you don't request any meat, just a veggie patty, veggie delight, or the tuna. Listen, just know that all of it's been touching all day. Okay, so my daughter gets the oven roasted turkey, and then I get the tuna. And there's no way to, scoop out lunch meat and put it on a sandwich. You gotta touch it. So, he folded the 15 slices of meat up. I don't know how much it was. Probably 12. I don't, 8, 4, 6? What meat do they put on there? I don't know. So, and then after he put the meat on there, he already came out there like he didn't want to make the sandwiches. Like he was watching something in the back or something. Because he was faking like he washed his hands, but he put the gloves on. I don't know. It's like once you see like these type of details in the human experience, you can't unsee them. You just can't. Okay. So he folds the meat up, and then immediately grabs the cheese. Immediately grabs the cheese. Nigga, he been touching that cheese all day. All that stuff been mixed up all day. It don't matter what you get. After he make her sandwich, he slide her sandwich down. He asked me what I want. So I'm telling him what I want. He opened. He like it was like he doing it on purpose too. He was like massaging the roll with the gloves on. That's how I was looking in my mind. Like he was massaging the whole down, and then he cut it down the middle. And then when he opened it, he had to spread it out. So he was like massaging my bread. He was massaging the turkey sweat and the bread even more. So, and then it's really nothing you can do because all that shit got all each other on it. Anyway, before you walk in there, and I'm going in there at 8 o'clock at night. So it's either I'm ordering it or not. Okay, when you go again, if you went to Panda Express, they fry all that shit in the same grease before they give it to you. So you ain't gotta eat meat. You just pescatarian. Look, you eating everything. Everybody eating everything. Even the vegan shit is contaminated. But I mean, he massaged that bread. I mean, just turkey sweat all up and down that bread. And then when they went to cut the sandwiches at the end, cut my daughter's sandwich in half. He turned around, used the same knife, and cut my sandwich right with the chicken. I mean, the turkey sweat. Bam. So at this point, I had a foot long turducken on wheat from Subway tonight. All right. So we know that J. Cole just dropped 2-6. So yeah, like my next several dozen topics, they're gonna be hitting, but I'm using all of the track lists. Not in order though. But I got some good ideas. I'm about to get into it this season. I don't know if they're ready for it. Alright. Wrote my notes on an envelope. And so we're gonna go ahead and get right into this one. So the first song title that I'll be using off of the Fall Off will be Safety. This is my perspective on staying with a jealous partner a little bit too long. Listen, let me tell you why this new season that we're all going into is going to be way better. I don't know, I just feel it. I just feel it. And I've been wanting to speak on this for quite some time. I just, some things don't hit when you first, you know what I'm saying? When you first think of it. It's just an idea. You just write it down, you get back to it, or, it hit you when it need to hit you. So I'm feeling like this one needs to hit right now. The worst type of relationship that you want to be in is the one where you're people pleasing. When your actions are not for you, they're just to make the other person happy, and you're even willing to neglect yourself to let somebody else with their slick ass comments walk all over you. When you stay with a jealous partner, you have to realize that you gotta take a step back. And you gotta really ask yourself, why are you doing these things for this person? Why are you seeking their approval? Why is they even fucking jealous? Why is they hate? A jealous partner could have you doing shit or saying that you're not doing enough of something just to see how you react. And when someone keeps making you jump through hoops, you need to get the fuck out the hoop. Put the hula hoop down. That's not for you. Being with a jealous partner could be even more detrimental when you have fake ass frenemies because they know and they also got something to say too. And you'll find out who you're with when you are more in love with yourself than you've ever been before. When you're like really getting into who you're becoming, people can sense that shit and they don't like that shit because your language changed. But the thing is, when you awaken, when the more you awaken, the more your thought process will kind of like upgrade. Or at least that's what it's supposed to do because your self awareness, like the more you're aware of what's going on around you, the more you're aware of what's going on inside you. It doesn't matter what you do for a jealous partner, it only matters that you do it. Because if they figure you ain't going nowhere, they might as well just use you what they can while you're here. And they be having all kinds of slick ass comments. They don't want you to be the star, and they don't want to share the spotlight either. If you are, if your light is possibly outshining their light, if it don't, like, if you can't shine together, then you're gonna dim your own light staying in some shit like that. It's draining. And we be lying to ourselves. We be lying to ourselves right in the baby motherhood and shit. Jealous partners can also have like discouraging comments. I remember when I was in like the beginning stages of weight loss, like we as brown girls always want to hold on to the ass. Like the ass validates who we are. It doesn't. Bitches is buying asses. So the booty, like, I don't know if natural beauty has lost its value. I don't know. I don't know if it's more valuable now than ever. I don't know. I don't know. But our whole lives can't be just like we the only group of women where our asses mean more than who we are as women. We the only group. That's insane, bro. A jealous partner will make you feel like you're just an accessory. You're just a thing that just goes on the shelf when they're ready to put it on the shelf and pick it up when they're ready to pick it up. A jealous partner does not want you to excel in any spaces of your life that's better than theirs. They need your light to stay dim because they know that they can never walk in their true light. And so they just try to pass that bullshit on to you. I remember when I was in the beginning stages of my weight loss and my ex was like, whoa, you ain't got that much meat back there or something like that. And I couldn't believe this motherfucker had said that shit. But I don't know, my twin flame never said anything, so when you have a jealous partner, not only do you walk on eggshells, but those eggshells also make you feel like you're putting on a performance and you're just trying to meet their expectations. And it's like any chance they get, they gonna let you know, like, no, it's not good enough. Hmm. Try harder next time. They don't appreciate shit that you do either. And when a motherfucker don't appreciate what the fuck you do or say, hey, this is that, that is this, it can be quite confusing, but what they say doesn't matter once you awaken to who you are supposed to be. Because at that point, they can't tell you shit. They can just leave. And us being Virgos, we can just stick around just a little too long. And the thing is, the spidey senses be tingling the whole time. If something's telling you not to go, or if you're like overthinking some shit because of the type of partner that you have, you gotta get rid of the partner. If you get rid of the partner, then you can get rid of the overthinking. But I don't know. I mean, you gotta decide what you want for yourself because some people will really have you jumping through hoops. And when you look up, you just rocking back and forth in the same spot, same hula hoop. And we do this because we want to play it safe. We want somebody else to, we want what we do for someone else to make up for the fact that we really have low self esteem. And we probably then got torn down so much by this jealous ass partner that we fear that if we leave, that we're going to be missing out on something. When you're with a jealous partner, you ain't missing out on shit. You missing out on your freedom. You missing out on getting the fuck up out of that situation. You missing out on some real peace and quiet. Probably some overdue peace and quiet. Some of us don't want to change who we are because it's safer. People think that, listen, it's safer to be sick than it is to be healed because, like, the workload looks like it's too much. When actuality, like, if you sit around and waste your life, it's still the same amount of energy, it's just how you used it. You can waste a lot of your life with a jealous ass partner. Somebody that don't hype you up and you just playing it safe because this all you know. If that's all you know, it's because you don't know yourself. Because once you know yourself, then you'll know that it's something else out there that matches your frequency. Now, I don't know if that situation is gonna be easy. I heard relationships is work. That's what I heard through the grapevine. With a jealous partner, the longer you stay, the more your freedom is in jeopardy. Low self-esteem can keep you in a comfort zone. Comfort zone is where it's this false sense of safety. It's just easier not to do nothing. Or easier sometimes just to go back because you done been with this person since then or you done known this person. So what? So and the fuck what? Toxicity is a disease too. Shit. It's a dysfunction in your motherfucking body. The body is not at ease when it's toxic, so add that to the list. Niggas will probably come up with some other shit to. Never mind. I don't know. Maybe you got something from it. Maybe it didn't. Maybe back next week. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Either way, this has been Growth Through Ganja. Smoke with me, Miss Pearl.